Thank you for joining us today. I'm Miracle Garrett.
And I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker here with UCentral News. We begin with breaking news this afternoon.
As of 30 minutes ago, the Oklahoma Supreme Court has partially overturned the abortion ban from last year.
The court ruled that women have a right to abortion when the pregnancy risks the mother's health. And another hot topic today, the legal trouble of former President Trump continues, driving Trump's attorneys to put their last efforts to avoid an indictment.
And Kara Scannell reports from New York.
Former President Donald Trump's attorneys making what could be a last-ditch effort to try to persuade a grand jury to not indict Trump. Trump's attorneys asked the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to call lawyer Bob Costello to testify before the grand jury after learning what they said was evidence that could contradict government witness Michael Cohen's prior testimony. Costello provided prosecutors hundreds of pages of documents and testified for about 3 hours Monday. He represented Cohen early in the investigation into hush money payments in early 2018. Cohen was on standby for several hours Monday afternoon to potentially be brought in as a rebuttal witness, but he left after 2 hours without being called. Meanwhile, security around the criminal court in Manhattan, where Trump, if indicted, would be presented, is tightening. NYPD officers installed security cameras on light posts and placed barricades in the streets surrounding the courthouse, all ramping up in anticipation that a decision by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg of whether to seek an indictment of Trump is coming any day now. Back to you.
And the grand jury announced that they will reconvene over the weekend and continue once they come back.
And today marks the second day of the Chinese president's visit to Russia. President Xi met with Putin, causing concern that China may begin supplying Russia with lethal weapons. President Xi also called his relationship with Putin an eternal friendship.
And it was kind of rainy this morning, a little chilly, but you know the sun is starting to come out in some areas now, which is very fitting since we are officially in spring.
And that's right. Mark Lowe is with us today to tell us what we can expect for the rest of the week. Mark?
Yeah, well, hello, Broncos again. Happy second day of spring now. It's been a kind of a warm and windy day. Started off a little bit muggy, but as the day definitely progressed, it has gotten warmer, and the sun is even out right now, which is really crazy. But coming up, I'm going to give you guys just a full rundown of the rest of the week. Again, today, spring has arrived. This work week, it's going to be kind of rainy. There's a chance of severe storms, which we'll talk about later on in the show. And there's a beautiful weekend up ahead for any of your outdoor plans. Moving on, looking across the state here now, we're going to go ahead and look up in the northwest side of Oklahoma. It's currently 72 degrees in Guymon, 76 degrees in Woodward, 75 over in Clinton, 76 down in Altus, 73 in Lawton, and coming over here to the center part of Oklahoma, 86. The OKC Metro, 9 down 6 up in Tulsa, 54 over in Miami. But here in the Edmond area, we're going to be looking at some of the current conditions. 66 degrees outside, and we'll look more into that coming up later on. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Mark. And here on campus, UCO Student Association election is happening right now.
UCentral's Natalie Bailey is there live to tell us what's going on. Natalie?
I'm live in the Nye University Center right now with UCOSA student elections. Over 500 students have voted so far, and voting is open until 5 today. You can scan this QR code or go online to ucore.uco.edu to make your voice heard and to vote. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you. And the Oklahoma House of Representatives has passed a bipartisan bill to prohibit corporal punishment of students with intellectual disabilities. According to a House press release Monday, House Bill 1028 passed by a vote of 84 to 8 and now can be heard in the Senate. If the Senate passes the bill, it will return to the House for another vote. The release quoted the bill's author, Representative John Talley of Stillwater, as saying, "After numerous discussions with my colleagues, educators, and families of disabled students, I'm glad we were able to work together to pass a bill that protects our most vulnerable children." The final version of the bill could become law as early as November 1st of this year.
And the deadline to register for the May 9th special elections is April 14th. Requests for absentee ballots must be received by 5 p.m. April 24th. Ballots will include Oklahoma City Council candidates and a proposition for an $8.3 million renovation to the Millwood Public School campus.
And starting today, the city of Edmond will be closing a part of Main Street in order to insert a new water line. The project is expected to take 3 weeks and is part of the Downtown Infrastructure Improvement Project.
And here on campus, UCO's intramural table tennis team will be having their first match tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Wellness Center. Registration is on site for anyone who would like to participate, and anyone is welcome to come and watch.
And UCO Department of Mass Communications will present the short film Goodbye White Guy as part of the set of free film study screening series on Wednesday, March 22nd at 5 p.m. in the Communications Building, room 120.
And the UCO Jazz Lab invites the community to come out and watch the Jazz Combo perform tonight at 7 p.m. Tickets are free for students with a valid ID and $18 for all others. If you can't make it tonight, don't worry, there will be a second performance tomorrow at the same time.
And we've spent the afternoon with the temperatures in the mid-60s, but with the wind and cold cover we've had today, that number feels a bit deceiving. So when we return, Mark Lowe will have the full details on the weather.
Stay tuned.
I was raised to believe in the power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the Mass Comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back. We're going to take a quick look at a live traffic camera that has, it's an accident near the Lake Hefner area. But actually we will have that in a little bit, and we're going to, as you can see on your screen, there was an accident near the Lake Hefner area, so traffic has been backed up a little bit. It looks a little more clear than it was previously, so it might be clearing up soon. However, if you need to take that route, it might be a good idea to find a different route so that you can avoid it. But it kind of looks like it's nice weather out there. Let's check in with Mark to see what's going on right now.
Again, weather headlines looking across the state. It's very, very springy out there today here in the Edmond area, though. 66 degrees outside, partly cloudy, very, very windy, 19 miles an hour out of the south-southwest. Humidity is at 62%, which is feel like 65%. It definitely feels like spring if you step outside. Looking here tonight, though, in the Edmond area, it's going to be 62 degrees. Those clouds will mostly move out of the way, so it's going to be pretty clear tonight. Winds will still be pretty high, looking at about 19 miles an hour. Humidity up in the 80s. Going to be a very, very muggy morning, unfortunately. So as you walk out the door tomorrow, might want to bring a jacket. Just get ready for a little bit of wetness out there. Rain chances tonight are 0%, but going in futurely on this week, it will definitely change. Looking tonight across the state, though, 55 up in Guymon, 62 down in Lawton. Here in the OKC area, 64 degrees. Up in Miami, 58, 63 down in Idabel, and 62 degrees in Tulsa. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be another very, very warm day, 80s across the state, except for Miami, where it'll be 78 degrees, 80 degrees here in the OKC metro area, 82 up in Enid, 83 in Woodward, and up in the Panhandle, 78 degrees up in Guymon. And tomorrow, again, you're going to be looking at windy, pretty windy, 61 degrees at noon, 72 degrees, very windy, and by 7 p.m. tonight, it's going to be our high for the day. It'll be 77 degrees and windy. That's because those storms are coming in, and you can definitely look out for those coming up, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Mark, and stay with us. Lauren Henry is with us to keep us in the social media loop.
That's coming up next after the break.
I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit Travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
I'm Lauren Henry, keeping you in the social media loop. The news of Trump's possible arrest has made its way to Twitter and other social media platforms. #ArrestMiss is trending in celebration of Trump's potential arrest that he announced could happen today. As users wait for more updates on the arrest, you can find your timeline being littered with memes regarding Trump and his family. And former Def Leppard drummer Rick Allen has broken his silence on a recent violent assault against him that took place in Florida. On Twitter, the musician started by saying, "Thank you for your overwhelming support. Your love and prayers are truly helping." In his second post, he says, "We are focused on healing for everyone involved. We ask you to join in our effort to move from confusion and shock to compassion and empathy." And he finishes the thread by thanking fans, veterans, and first responders for helping them through this difficult time. And there are plenty of places that you don't want to get arrested, and it happening while using the restroom is one of them. But that's what happened to this man. The video shows the bathroom door opening to reveal multiple police officers asking the man inside to come out, and the internet has been speculating about what caused this encounter. Some claim the man in the bathroom allegedly said he was going to blow up 7-Eleven, which then prompted employees to contact police. And the internet is in love with the 90-year-old tortoise, Mr. Pickles, who just became a new father. CNN has more.
Tongues are wagging at the Houston Zoo. All eyes are on the zoo's oldest resident, a 90-year-old tortoise named Mr. Pickles, who has managed to father 3 little pickles named in keeping with the pickle theme.
So dill, gherkin, and jalapeno.
Their 90-year-old father was dubbed Playa for his virility, celebrated with attaboy. Is it a big deal that he could sire these babies at age 90?
It is a big deal. So it's a big deal that, well, he could sire them, but also that our animal care staff, our herpetology keeper, happened to be in the right place at the right time.
The keeper stumbled on Mrs. Pickles laying her eggs and moved them to safety. Houston soil isn't conducive to incubating the eggs of the endangered radiant tortoise, native to Madagascar. Now Mr. Pickles has become the Larry King of the tortoise world, though truth be told, the departed talk show host fathered his last child at 66. So Larry's a piker compared to Mr. Pickles. That son of Larry's displayed a healthy fear of poisonous frogs.
So the dog eats it? No, he's not going to hurt you.
Get away from me. Like Larry, Mr. Pickles has a much younger mate. Mrs. Pickles is 53. The pair had only one other hatchling, so to have 3 this late in life, well, it's a little like the tortoise and the hare.
The lagging tortoise very slowly crawled along.
But when the hare lollygagged, the tortoise triumphed. Slow and steady, Mr. Pickles won the race to procreate. Genimos. CNN, New York.
And one of this year's largest music festivals has finally released their artist lineup. Lollapalooza takes place in Chicago, Illinois this August, and the festival will feature some major names in the music industry as well as some less-known artists. Ticket presale begins this Thursday. And I'm so happy for Mr. Pickles and his 3 new little ones. It's so cute, and that's such a great addition to the Houston Zoo.
Oh my goodness, that was so adorable. What was it? Jalapeno, gherkin, and dill?
Yes.
I love sticking with the pickle theme. That was so cute. Thank you so much, Lauren. And coming up next, Peyton Scott has our sports update.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back, Broncos sports fans. I'm Peyton Scott, and this is your Tuesday Sports Report. On Monday, Shayla Harper earned the MIAA's Hitter of the Week honors after a big weekend on the field. Harper led the Broncos as they swept Northern State in their only games of the week over the break. Harper hit .667 with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs in 2 games. The third baseman had a 2-run homer in UCO's first game, then hit a grand slam and a 2-run homer in a 6 RBI outing during the second game. Central Oklahoma returns to MIAA play this weekend when the Broncos visit Missouri Western and Northwest Missouri State for back-to-back MIAA doubleheaders in Missouri. The National Association of Basketball Coaches named Jaden Wells to its first team All-District on Monday. Wells was also named second team All-Region by the Division II Conference Commissioners Association 2 weeks ago. The third-year sophomore put together a standout season in leading UCO back to the national tournament for the second straight year. Wells earned first-team All-MIAA honors after averaging 16.5 points per game this season. He ranked 5th in scoring in the MIAA, first in three-point percentage with 42.6% from downtown, and second in total made three-pointers with 81. On to the fairway. The UCO golf team grabbed a firm lead in the first round of the Bronco Invitational. The team held on to that spot throughout the 2 rounds of play Monday at the Rose Creek Golf Club. UCO posted a 36-hole team score of 594 in cold, windy conditions. The Broncos have a 6-stroke lead over second-place Northeastern State Southwestern Oklahoma State and Harding are tied for third, while Washburn rounds out the top 5 in the 16-team event. Central Oklahoma is scheduled to tee off at 9 a.m. this morning, looking for their first tournament win of the season. In NBA news, the 35-36 Oklahoma City Thunder visit the 38-34 Los Angeles Clippers tonight at 9:30. The Thunder and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander look to stay hot after Sunday night's win against the Phoenix Suns, where Gilgeous-Alexander had 40 points in the victory. The Clippers have gone 22-21 against Western Conference opponents. Los Angeles averages 13.5 turnovers per game and is 17-10 when it has fewer turnovers than its opponent. The Thunder are 21-23 in Western Conference play. Oklahoma City averages 117.9 points and has outscored their opponent by 1.5 points per game. The two teams match up for the third time this season. The Thunder defeated the Clippers 118-110 in their last meeting on October 28th. Gilgeous-Alexander led the Thunder with 24 points, and Norman Powell led the Clippers with 21 points. That's all for sports today, this Tuesday. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Peyton. And still ahead, we'll have one last look at the weather.
And we'll check in on the UCOSA elections one more time. That's after the break.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Thanks for staying with us. It is officially spring, second day of spring, although these temperatures are not really reflecting it so far. Let's check in with Mark for your last look at weather.
Yeah, Broncos, it's been a crazy couple days, even couple weeks with all this weather that we've had, especially today. It is super windy, super warm. Humidity's up like it's nothing. It's ridiculous out there. But if you take a look outside right now, it's very, very nice, very, very sunny. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast that we have for you guys. So looking over here now for tomorrow, Wednesday, you guys see that storm and that little percentage sign? That's a chance of severe weather. So tomorrow, make sure you guys have your severe weather plans in effect, just ready to go, just in case something happens. But tomorrow's high, it's going to be nice and warm, 81 degrees. And then after that, though, it's looking pretty nice. It's just going to be a rainy into your work week, 30% chance of rain on Thursday, 50% chance on Friday. High on Thursday, 73 degrees, and on Friday, it drops by 10 degrees down to 63 degrees. And looking at this weekend, it's going to be a great weekend for any outdoor activities. 66 degrees on Saturday, 71 degrees on Sunday. It's going to be very, very warm, very little to no wind, so I would definitely suggest getting outside if you can. On Monday of next week, it's going to be probably the coldest day for the next foreseeable future. It's going to be 57 degrees on Monday and partly cloudy, and then it's going to start warming back up on Tuesday with 60 degrees. As you guys start to head out the door, though, back home from work, school, whatever it is, take a look at the outdoor conditions right now. It's currently 70 degrees outside, partly cloudy, still windy, winds out of the south-southwest at 18 miles an hour. Humidity is still pretty high, 57%, so it's kind of muggy. And then the feels like temperature is 69 degrees outside. So I don't know about you guys, but what kind of weekend plans do you guys have? I know I'm going to go back home, hang out with some friends, but what about you?
This weekend?
I might go back home to Tulsa.
Yeah.
I really like to go home and spend time with family.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
It's my best friend's birthday coming up soon, so we're going to do a little something this weekend. So definitely excited that the weather seems like it'll be accommodating for that, for sure.
And Oklahoma City Museum of Art is celebrating spring with the annual Art in Bloom showcase from April 14th to April 16th. This will be the debut of the work, The Bubbles and Bloom Cocktail Party.
And polls are still open for the next 4 minutes. They close at 5 o'clock. If you're not able to make it to the NIE, you can vote online. But let's check in with Natalie to see the latest happening at the polls right now.
I'm live here in the NIE University Center for UCOSA elections today. Voting does end at 5 today. You can vote at ucore.uco.edu/UCOSA, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and I'm here with Election Commissioner Logan Boyd. I wanted to ask him the importance of student elections.
Student government is extremely important on campus. It's the way that you can actually change policies and procedures on campus and change the major or the college that you're in. If you have a change you want to make to the university, student government is probably the best way. Well, not probably, it is the best way to make that change happen on campus.
Thank you so much, Logan. We have a few minutes left until 5, and you can still get your vote in. You can also scan this QR code. Back to you guys.
Natalie, your time now, like she said, is 4:57, so you have a couple more minutes. So if you can log in really quickly and get your vote in, definitely important to do that.
Absolutely, voting is so important. Make your voice heard and utilize all of the different things that we have on campus.
Voting is super easy. You just go to ucore.edu, log in with your student email, and then you can easily vote on there.
Yep, 2 more minutes to do so get it in.
Well, that's all the time that we have today. I'm Lauren Henry.
I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker.
And I'm Miracle Garrett. You guys have a great night.